So somebody had a question on the emotional eating video about emotional eating in a person that doesn't have a restrictive eating disorder. The message is still the same. It doesn't matter if you have a restrictive eating disorder and you are feeling sad, depressed, whatever, and stressed and you want to eat. It's still a valid response to eat. This is not unrestricted eating shouldn't just be limited to people who have restrictive eating disorders. And the idea that emotional eating is actually valid eating is definitely not restricted to people with restrictive eating disorders. If a person is anxious or stressed, that means that their body is under additional pressure. Being anxious or stressed takes a toll on the body. It means that the body is going to decide that it behooves it to take in additional calories. If you think about evolutionary terms, being anxious or stressed usually means that what is coming is going to take more energy for us to deal with, okay? And so the body's like, right, my human's anxious, something could be coming around the corner. Something could be coming, over the next couple of weeks, something big and stressful could be happening because my human's anxious. So therefore I need to prepare for that by saving up some extra calories. It's a bit like, if you are playing with the stock market and stocks start to go down, you're like, oh, this is going to be bad. Maybe I should save some extra money in the bank in case we go into recession. Like, it's the same sort of thing. And we can't, not liking that our bodies do that doesn't mean that our bodies are not going to do that and that's not actually the smart thing for our bodies to do. If you're stressed, your body is usually going to be like, right, human, let's store something. Let's get prepared because something bad might happen. And that might mean that you gain some weight. And do you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. Because usually you might gain some weight because you're eating more food because you're stressed. And your body will decide that that's the thing that needs to happen. And then when whatever it is you're anxious about has gone, your body will be like, oh, well, we're in the sunny side again. I guess I don't need to store that extra. And it might decide it doesn't want to carry that extra weight. It's just like your opinion over weight gain being bad. Like, your body doesn't have that opinion because it's not affected by our culture and it's not affected by fashion. It's just trying to do what feels like the most intelligent thing to do because it's such an intelligent being for your survival. And so it's not a negative thing that a person's body may want to eat more food and may gain more weight in times of stress. That is the body preparing for things. And if the body then gets through that time of stress, it may need to decide to unprepare for things. But like, our opinion over that just won't make that change. And restricting, when the body's like, when you're stressed and your body's like, right, human, yeah, go store a bit, prepare. Then going, oh, body, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to restrict. I'm not going to let you. Like, that is not going to result in anything other than your body going like, whoa, that bad thing that I was talking about, that actually is now happening. We're in a famine. I'm going to lower metabolism even more and I'm going to store even more. That's all that's going to happen if you restrict, whether you have an eating disorder or not. And actually, if you don't have an eating disorder, it's actually highly more likely that your body's reaction to restriction will be to lower metabolism. I mean, if you don't have an eating disorder, such as anorexia, which is a different reaction, your body is going to react to restriction. Our bodies always react to restriction, and all of the time, that reaction is not fun. And so, yeah, sure, the key to everything would be to remove the stress and anxiety, but there's never going to be a life without that. So we just have to appreciate that when we're stressed, in times of stress, our body's actually going to try and help us out. A lot of the time that means they're going to want to eat more food. And that is not a bad thing. And sometimes that means you're going to gain some weight for that period of stress. And you know what? That is not a bad thing either. It's only a bad thing because of your own judgment and other people's judgment. And let's not take that out on the body. Let's not pretend that means that the body's doing anything wrong because we've got a fucked up culture that thinks everybody needs to be skinny. No, it's not the body doing anything wrong. It's not our body's reactions to stress that needs to change. It's not our body's reactions to emotional times and saying that actually more food is required that needs to change. All of that's correct. What needs to change is society's fucked up ideas of that everybody should look skinny. That's what needs to change.